steel rails spread over continents. They featured in hundreds of volumes of fiction and fact. They brought immense wealth to empires, and thousands of men died in war fighting for a few miles of elusive rail track. This then is the history of the steam locomotive, a steel dinosaur which is dying out like its flesh and blood counterpart. Here in Tasmania, generations of boys have grown up with ambitions to be engine drivers, and to them, this big H-class locomotive was a thing to be wondered at, studied and watched, dreamt about. The ambition to be an engine driver is dying out with the advent of the colourless diesel engine. Gone the cheery glow of the firebox, the rushing wind in harmony with the thundering drivers, the proud plume of smoke unfurling a banner in the sky. There are groups who have an affinity with the past, the Australian Railway Exploration Society and the Tasmanian Transport Museum Society. And this is one of their trips. This was a 3-day jaunt over part of Tasmania's railway links with the north west and west. This was the first day from Devonport to Deloraine and then along the Mole Creek line. More than 80 enthusiasts of the Exploration Society, mainly Victorians, arranged this trip in the 3 days which was to take them as far west as Zeehan and as far north as Stanley. This society likes to travel over lines which have not been used for about 10 years, and although the Tasmanian links are still in use, it was a novelty of breaking new territory, and the engines and rolling stock which were the attractions. The Tasmanian Railway Department saw to it that the visitors were not disappointed. At Deloraine, the big 110-ton H-class was uncoupled and the CCS locomotive steamed up. There was time for photographs and the passing sneer at the Tasman Limited, towed by its diesel engine. The Mole Creek line was opened in 1890 for general and goods traffic. The passenger service was withdrawn in the 1950s, but there is a daily goods service at present drawn by a ubiquitous diesel engine. Today, instead of passengers, the goods are timber and paper pulp and equipment for Poatina and the new Mersey Falls power scheme. The line winds like a ribbon through farmlands, over bridges and cuttings, crisscrosses the roadway where motorists pause to watch what will possibly be the last of the steam trains. CCS number 25 takes the gradients with ease and whistles greetings as it rolls with a clattering rhythm through the bush. This is one of the very few CCS locomotives left in Australia. End of the line, and now the engine must be turned for the return trip to Lamana Junction. The turntable creaks and groans as 56 tons of CCS trundles aboard. The history of this locomotive is interesting. The CC class was built in 1905 by the firm of Bayer Peacock in Manchester, England. In 1926, the locomotives on the Tasmanian railways were rebuilt at the Launceston workshops and fitted with superheating. Now the few remaining specimens of this class stand cold and idle in roundhouses throughout the state. Another generation of steam engines are on their way out. For those nostalgic for the age of steam, every trip on a steam engine is an adventure, and a chance to ride on the footplate is an evergreen memory. Even some of the coaches could be described as ancient. For those who merely come along for the ride, the railway authorities provided what is known as the ACS Tasman Limited stock with restroom and all amenities. But the hardcore of enthusiasts ignored such simple luxuries and preferred the Spartan simplicity of an ABD coach or the guards van with passenger compartments at each end and brake. Lamana Junction, and once more the big H-class loco is hitched on for the run home along the coast. The H-Class is a distinctive engine, and for those who take a technical interest, its designation is 482. This class is sometimes known as the Mountain Class, and you can judge by its size why this is so. Thus ended the first day, when Tasmanian lines again shook to the racing wheels of steam locomotives.